Thank you. And then we have Jasmin as well. As my mother said, you should always present yourself. That's why we have the names on the first slides, so we remember who we are also. So we have Jasmin, and then me. I'm Tobias, and we come from Boozt. And then first of all, when Jasmin and me did this presentation, we said we could either make this super duper technical, or we could make it more from a logistics point of view in terms of business flow and stuff like that. So we actually did 2 presentations in one. So either we have some slides we will skip through super fast, and some will take longer time depending on what you would like to hear. So actually, my first question is more: it's the people working here as developers. Any hands up? Okay, and more. Okay, well, yes, you can define yourself no matter what. That's okay. We have hardware, software. That's okay too. Yes, more on the tech side, and then more on the non-tech side. People, want to hear about robots and warehouses and stuff. Yes, there you go. Okay, so half. So we're screwed, but that's okay. Yes. Right. So on this note here, I've introduced the company. Now I can't move far away out. So this is the super brief company overview that we have that we usually present when we do the company. There are 2 things that people don't know about Boozt. Number 1 is that we are a Malmö company. We are out in Hyllie. We are 200 people in an office there, and we are not a Stockholm company, and we are not a Copenhagen company, which people usually think. And then number 2 is, from a tech point of view, we have done all the systems ourselves in-house. So we don't have any third-party systems running. We have done our own web shop, and we're on our own content management system and warehouse management system and so on. So we do everything ourselves, which we think is super cool. And then here you can see this is a board slide. So there's a lot of numbers and stuff on it. To boil it down a bit, we have a revenue of 2.7 billions last year. And then 200 employees, and we're mainly focused on Scandinavia. And 2 biggest markets, Sweden and Denmark. So Zalando, for instance, which is our biggest competitors, they have more a European focus than we do. We have a Scandinavian focus on particular brands. Yes. And if you have questions now, you can shout them out. That's okay too. Great. Okay, so because we have robots and we have tech, and that's super cool. But one of the most important things is how we work with all this. So we usually show this. So first thing first, we try things out manually first. So whenever we have something that we think is super cool, we don't automate that immediately. We do a manual process first to get the optimal flow and stuff like that, and to make sure that we get the right things in place. Because otherwise we waste time. Otherwise we waste too much time developing stuff that might not be used. And then we do a limited phase 1. So usually marketing is a very good team to ask when they want stuff. They usually come with a project that's super big, with this marketing team. And then we tell them, okay, you have this and you're gonna get this. And the rest is a phase 2. So we'll do that later on. I've been at Boozt for 8 years, and so far we have never done phase 2. But they haven't figured that out yet. So that's nice. So we boil it down to phase 1, and then we send it out into live, and then we iterate. Then we look at the data and so on, and see how people are using it. So what's the best practices, and how can we move this? How can we make this better based on the data, and not because some random marketing person found some cool button somewhere? Because yes, it has some very good ideas as well. Then we always ask why as well. Why are we doing certain things? I get tickets sometimes that just says, oh, put this button here, and I close them immediately because it doesn't explain why we're doing different things. So it's very important for us to know why. So we don't have a test team, for instance, but we have 200 employees that are testing us for us. So everyone in customer service, everyone else in the business, they know why we're doing certain things, so they help us test. So it's very important to ask why we do different things. And then we have the 4th one is what do we need to do to fix if we have 10 times the volume? So if we have 10 times more orders, 10 times more traffic, 10 times more robots? That can be arguable. But so then what we need to do, because there are different bottlenecks all the time that we need to take care of. So we need to know about the bottlenecks, and then we need to fix them also. And then this is the most important part of all. This is our CEO. He had this as a favorite quote. We kind of adapted it into the platform team. So this is Mario Andretti. This is a Formula 1 driver. He used to be a Formula 1 driver. And he says, if everything seems under control, you're not going fast enough. So we don't like specifications. We don't like, when it's super complex, you sit like 6 hours and brainstorm projects stuff, and we don't like that at all. We like to get the small tickets, so we explain why we need to do some stuff, and then we just do it instead. Yes, good. Okay, that was the important side. We can go back to that later on, because that's the only thing you need to remember from this. So we have this is now for you who like to know more about logistics and warehouse flow. So I will do I was going to say a short introduction to the warehouse history, but it can also be long. So it depends on how you react. If you fall asleep, then I cut it down. So that's just how it works. So Boozt started in 2007. And the plan was to do e-commerce solutions for other companies. So basically, if you were Adidas or Ralph Lauren or someone like that, and you want to do e-commerce, then they would just send us all the items, and we would put it in a warehouse, and then we would do everything with customer service and web shops and all of that. So it's a plug-and-play solution for any company, basically. So the first customer we had was Bestseller, and they have all these different brands. So it's a very big customer. We had 2,000 orders per day, and it was super nice. We had our warehouse was Prime Cargo in Denmark. So it was a third-party logistics that sent out all the orders and stuff like that. We had NetSuite, which did everything for us. NetSuite is a big US-based e-commerce system that has web shop and warehouse and stuff like that. And then we had another customer called Jabra, which is doing mobile headsets and stuff like that. And then we had all of our development in India and Vietnam. So basically, we had outsourced everything. We had outsourced customer service. We paid someone else to do customer service. We had outsourced our platform and outsourced our warehouse. And then we said, we're not going to do Jabra anymore. Because Jabra, they kept calling into customer service and asked about frequency and stuff like that. And, it wasn't clothes. It was very complicated. So we said, we don't do that. What was worse is that Bestseller left us in 2011. They told us in 2010, left us in 2011. And then we lost 98% of our revenue, which is not super great if you want to have a company. So we had two choices at the time. We said either we shut everything down or we do something different. So then it was decided to launch Boozt.com instead, our own site, to do our own e-commerce. So at the time, we did a strategy change. This is actually me in 2011, maybe, something like that. So we said we're going to do things different instead. We are going to do no outsourcing. We're going not have any consultants at all. We're going to do all the systems in-house with our own people. And then we're going to start Boozt.com. And then we also got Echo.com as that we can run e-commerce for in the European market. So it helped us a lot to have Echo to do this. And then we drew on whiteboards a lot to make this work. So our first warehouse we had to change because we had Prime Cargo, so we had to change our own warehouse. And we had 3 months to do that. And when we started planning this, they said, we don't have a warehouse management system. So we need one of those. And then the point was when we started looking into it, it takes a year to implement the warehouse management system. So we said, why not just do it ourselves instead? That makes a lot of sense. So we had 3 guys in Ukraine and 3 months to do it. And they told me when I sent it to them, they said, this is going to take 6 months. I said, that's great. We're going to do it in 3 months. And then just see how that goes. So we had some good news. We had no high volumes because our biggest client just left us. So we had 100 orders per day, roughly. We had a great partner in Logent, which has people in the logistics. They help out pick and pack and stuff like that. We had a good location in Ängelholm. The bad news is, as I said, no VMS, 3 months to start. If we weren't up and running in 3 months, we would go bankrupt because we were running out of money if we couldn't send out orders. We had no data connections to any brands at all. We had a huge knowledge shift. All the knowledge was sitting in India and Vietnam for us at the time. Cool. So we placed our warehouse in Ängelholm because it's very close to a lot of highways. There's a lot of distribution hubs and stuff like that. So distributors really like to pick up stuff in Ängelholm. And it's cheaper than Copenhagen and Malmö also. So this is how it looked like. We had a lot of shelves. And we thought this was the amazing #1 warehouse because it had shelves and stuff like that. So this is how we started with those things. This is our first in-delivery area. So this is a trash can here, and there's some kind of metal thing here, and some drawings on the wall. But it was nice for us. This was actually the in-delivery area up here, and then you had to take a truck to move down the carts into the warehouse. So that worked well the first 3 times we did it, and then it was super boring to move with a truck the whole time. So I had to take the cart to move it down here. So it kind of scaling was not really something we thought about at the moment. So after 8 months, this is how the warehouse looked. So we filled everything up. We had no more place, and we also got tired of doing the truck the whole time to moving carts. So we said we had to do something else. So after 8 months, we had to move warehouses. So of course, now we ask why. Why do we have to do it? So we ran out of space. We had a cold warehouse. It was 10 degrees indoors during winter time, so you couldn't type on your computers. The optimal layout, it was not optimal at all, as you can see. There were different heights and stuff like that. We had very limited expansion possibilities. We couldn't grow. We couldn't build warehouses next to it or anything like that. And how we're going to do this? We said we're going to stop everything. No orders are going to be sent out. And we're going to move everything during 3 days, and then it will be done. So this is our warehouse phase 2. So we had shelves, and then we had Echo as we had our customers, and we had returns, packing, and in-deliveries. So this is how it looked like. So now we thought, now we're like Champions League of warehouses because this, space and stuff like that. And then it looked like this after a couple of months again. Then we filled everything up. So then we said, okay, we need to build something on top of this here. We need to build a second storage instead to use the height of the warehouse. And then, as we said, we try out manual things first. So some person had a bright idea to just do a slider here. So they said, we're going to pick up here, and we're just going to slide the stuff down here, the chute. And then we're going to pick it up here and consolidate it. This sounds easy, but there was a lot of handheld scannings and stuff like that to get all the packages in place, because if you lose packages, that's not good. And then we built a second warehouse also, because we filled this one up first for storage and the second one as well. So then we had to build a new one also. And we moved in Echo in that one. And then we ran out of space again. So this is how it looked like. This is one of the in-delivery areas that we had. And then so the problem is that we have our office in Malmö, and then the warehouse up in Ängelholm. And the people in Malmö, they were like, yeah, what's the problem? Just get it in. It's like stuff. And we just sent a picture like this. But look, this is how it is. You're more than welcome to come down and help unpacking this stuff, because some of it we don't have some data, and some of it we don't know what it is. And first of all, we don't have any space anymore for any of the stuff. So then the problem was, now we had this huge warehouse, and we're going to move that one. So then we said, okay, we're going to stop everything and then move, and then we are done. Problem was, we had too much stuff to move, so we couldn't stop it, because then we would not sell anything for maybe a month, which was not great. When you tell that to the CEO, he's not super happy. They said, how about we shut down everything for a month? I said, well, great, but we can't do that. So why we did? We ran out of space. We reached a KPI plateau, so we couldn't move any faster. It became more and more expensive per order to ship stuff out. And then we have an incredible growth rate, so we needed more space very fast. So we did a move. So during 4 weeks, we decided to move this. And then we had a genius idea that we're going to sell everything we have in the warehouse, even though it's on a truck between the warehouses. So we're going to keep everything online on the website, and we're just going to keep selling everything, even if we don't really know where the items are. So that sounded super smart. But it actually worked. So we had trucks moving to the new warehouse, and then a small truck moving stuff back to the old warehouse when we had the items that were going to be sent out to the customers. So everything was packed from this, everything was sent out from this warehouse. And then when we reached 50% here, we had to start packing from this warehouse instead. So we moved everything as fast as possible. We didn't move as super fast because we want to see everything working. But as soon as we reached the 50%, we had to move everything as fast as possible on that side. We had some education for the people. This is the first in delivery of the new warehouse. So this is actually, I'll have another picture that we can see the robots and stuff like that. And this here is the first box going back to the old warehouse with the first items that we had to pack at that one, because we had to send stuff out. So this is actually the trunk of my car. You can see my kids' seat here now. They're more grown out now, but that's how we sold that one. This is the first order we packed in the new warehouse with the robots. And if you recognize the thumb, that's actually Jasmin's thumb. Yes. Because we were super happy that something worked. And this is how it looked like. This is actually how our current warehouse as well. So this is the cube, as we call it, with all the robots. So this is the AutoStore here, and the robots are running up here, and then we have sorting system here, and then we built up some more stuff that we have here in the warehouse. And this floor, if you think this looks nice, our CEO says this is the best floor in the world. We have no idea how he is measuring that, but it's apparently the best floor in the world. It's flat, I guess. Yeah. So when we started moving, the last thing I said before we started moving is the quote from Mike Tyson here, that everybody has a plan until you get hit in the face. Meaning that we had a super nice plan, everyone was like, oh, let's do this. And then I said, okay, but just know this will fail also at some point, and then we just need to do something about it. So anything, this is not scary in that sense. You just have to know that some people, things will go wrong, and you just have to handle them. And that's just something that you have to be aware of. So we had like this, we moved week 1, week 2. This is actually some kind of scale of the issues we had calling into customer service. So week 1 and 2, super nice. Everyone was, you're doing a great job. And then we came into week 3. So what happened in week 3? That's when we started moving the stuff into the new warehouse, start packing from the new warehouse. And nothing was working. 0 orders were right going out. And we had a CEO, he came up on a Friday at 9:10 in the evening, and we were standing there sweating. And he said, hey guys, how's it going? Is it going good? And I said, normally I'm very politically correct, but just so you know, everything you look here in the warehouse is shit. You can't see anything here that is working right now. Everything is shit here. And he said, okay, I'll let you just do your stuff and I'll go home again. Yes. But that's how it was. So we told customer service on that Friday also that on Monday you will get tons of calls with orders that are not correct. And they said, yeah, we'll handle that. And then on Monday, they said, everyone is calling, what's going on? I said, but we told you on Friday, we could see that this is happening. So then they were panicking for a week. But at the end of that week, we could see now everything's better again. So we told them now everything will be better. And they said, oh, what are you talking about? Everyone's still calling in. So, yeah, but it's going to be better. And then on the Monday, it was better again. So we had 1 week that we had issues. We had around 500 issues in total. So it's not that we didn't send out 10,000 packages per day. So it's not like a super disaster. But at the time, it felt horrible. But that's just how it is. So remember, Mike Tyson is good to remember here. Because, yes. An interesting thing to see here, this was our cost in the old warehouse that we had per order. So it kept going up the whole time, which is very, very bad when you're doing scaling e-commerce. This was the cost for a new warehouse. So it started higher than the old warehouse, but now it's going down. And we actually passed this line now. So this is in 2017. So we passed this line a long time now. So we're cheaper now per order than we were in our old warehouse. So it's very important to remember that when you talk about automation. It's very expensive to automate, but there's a long term that you get back as well. Oh yeah, okay, that's what Jos just said. It's crossing the magic line. So this is where we're below it. And now I'm gonna stop talking because this is Jasmin's area. I don't want to steal the thunder because he's the tech guy and I'm just the talker. Do you want this one here? Yeah, you have to have this one. Correct. April 2017. 1st of April 2017. That's when we took it live.
Yeah.
We've been running it now for 2 years. It's March now. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. We started in March of 2017 to move the goods to the new warehouse, but the fully operational was at April, May. Yeah, so the new warehouse, robots, everybody wants to hear about that. So the new warehouse, it's built on 43,000 square meters, and it's automated, packed and picked, which means that we don't have a human going with a cart all the way to the warehouse, going the routes to process the order. But instead, he's just standing on the port, and he's getting the goods to him, and he just packs in one place. And that caused us to have a real increase in speed. So before we had I think in the old warehouse the record was like 16 minutes or something like that to pack the order, and in the new warehouse current record is 63 seconds. And So from the time when you check out on the web page until everything is packed, it's 1 minute. Yes, 63 seconds. Yeah. So
Good question.
yes, yeah. We can talk later. No, in average is I could say we didn't check, but it's never more than 1 day. So if you order something, the same day is going to be packed, because currently the thing is that we are also running out of the space in this cube. So the whole warehouse is filled now, even outside and inside of the AutoStore. So we are running out of the space, and then that means that we need to do a lot of consolidation, which means we are combining the items from the outside and the AutoStore, and that takes a time, of course, for us. So we still have humans that are doing a combination on combining the items in between, but it's never more than 1 day. Even Black Friday, we had like 70% done during the day. So everything that we got, 70% of the orders was packed during that same day. Yeah. Yeah, the thing with robots is that they don't need to go to the breaks. They don't eat, they don't drink, they just need the juice. But since we have 250 robots now in the current setup, we can shift them around, so it can be like 30% are charging batteries and the rest are working, and that means that we can work 24/7 with the same speed. So it doesn't matter for us if we have 250 robots working or 160 robots. Usually they do the same amount of work, because yeah, there is some, I will not talk about that, we don't have time. So we have 8 logistics partners. I think now we have even more. Yeah, so we have more than 8 logistic partners in the Nordics and in the Europe, and we are able to reach Nordics in the less than 2 days. And the majority of the cities in the Sweden and Denmark are the same day delivery also. So let's talk about customer service a little bit. We have 40 agents. I think we have now more. Yeah, around 50, right? Yeah. We do 9 languages. We support 9 languages. And we have automated assistants for efficiency. We have robots that are applied to reply to emails. We also have some other solutions that we work on, like chats and stuff. And we have a really high NPS rating, which means that we are doing a really good job. Yes, exactly. Yes. Yeah. And they are working in 2 shifts now. Before we only had 1 shift, but now we want to have people more to be more open. So we are working until 11 in the evening or 10, something like that. Yeah. So we care about our customers. So if we have a good customer support, they are going to come back to us. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. We have Europe also. Yeah. Yeah. Our main focus is the Nordics. Yes.
And you should say I'm not qualified to work in customer service because they speak at least 3 languages. So
Yeah.
that's very, very good people.
Yeah. So this is how the robotic cube looks like, and it's built in the Norway by the company that's called Hatteland Robotics, and we have it by the provider that is Element Logic. Yeah. So as you can see, they say we are not saving the air, we are saving the goods. So is in the old-fashioned warehouse you have the rows with the shelves, and then you have space in between. Here you don't have space at all, so you use less space. It has 5 modules and 2 are moving, which is the robots and the ports. So the good thing with with this system is that ports can be anywhere. So we can move ports wherever we want and set it up there. And then there is a 2 static, which is the grid and the bin. So the grid and the bins, they are the static ones. And then we have a controller, which is the command center of the system. Yeah. So this is a little bit about system. Yeah, should I talk about it also? Yeah.
want to include it because this is more the infrastructure of the whole
Yeah.
Boozt in that sense. It's slightly more on the technical level.
Yeah. We have also slides for the AutoStore more in detail if someone wants to see that. Yeah, so this is how our systems looks like. As Tobias mentioned, we built everything in-house. So we try to have a good overview of all the systems that we build and to have full control so we can move fast and change fast. So this is the platform services, which is like the middle layer of everything that we have. Then we have a CSI, which is the customer service kind of solution. And we have a phone system, which also we built. It's based on a Twilio. And we use Jabra for the handsets. Then we have, until this year, we had NetSuite as our main financial system. But then we think about, okay, as we built everything our own, so let's build a financial system also. So we did that also. This year we have Boost Finance.
We ran out of cool names.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two difficult things in IT.
Yeah.
Naming and cache validation. You know that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we have Fastlane, which is our main VMS system, working with warehouse. And then we have a third-party system, which is Element Logic, EVMS. And we use that one to communicate with the robotic grid. Still. Then we have a ClickSense for business analysis. We have Salesforce and DDD Retail. As maybe you know or maybe you don't know, we have shops in Copenhagen and also in the Roskilde, Tostrup. Yeah, yeah. So we have also the retail shops. Yeah, this is all the small systems. Then we have a partner portal, which is the service that we provide to our everything that we work in the middle, right?
I'm gonna stand over here now. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a brand portal which we give access to our own brands. We have more than 600 brands. So this is the tool that we give to our brands so they can work, so they can publish their files, they can publish to us the items, the prices and stuff.
Usually what we say partner portal is external tool for the brands to log in.
Yeah.
Brand portal is the internal tool for
Yeah.
us to handle brand data.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Then we have ProPilot, which is our CMS system. And then we have two web shops. One is the Boost and the other one is Boostlet. And of course, we have iOS and Android app. Yes. Yeah, of course. Yes. Yeah.
It's an interesting, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like this. If you would do all this system now with the scale we are now, it would be almost retarded. We did it at the point where we were scaling. So we had an opportunity to create the systems for us and then grow into the systems. So the thing is that we have full control of all the systems now. So we usually say we have the best systems in the world for ourselves. We're not sure that anyone else can use this. So this is tailor-made to all the business processes that we have. So we never say, when someone says, I want to do this, we never say, but the system, I can't do that. We always change the systems. The systems are not important. That's why the first slide is important, I show you. It's how we work instead. So this is tools that we created for the business to do their work. So then we just change this. I mean, if we don't need this here, we can scratch this here and then replace it with something else. That's just a plug and play. So it supports the business.
Yeah.
And then there's another thing also. If we buy like a system like NetSuite or something like that, everyone else has access to it. Then we don't have a competitor edge. Because then we're using the same system as everyone else. And that you can argue against that as well. Because if you have a system like this, you have all the testers and you get the quality and stuff like that too. So it's very safe to choose this as well. So it's not like a clear case that you can say, okay, this is the best and this is not the best. But for us, this has worked out the best for us.
Two cases, like what do you mold after? So is it you're molding the business after the system or the system after the business?
Yeah.
There's a lot of companies that we met that has the other way around. So they have to mold their business based on the systems.
Yeah.
And that creates a lot of bottlenecks. are scaling as much as we can. So from a tech team point of view, it's our job to scale these as much as possible. So our job is never to say, oh, we can't do that because we have this thing here. So unfortunately, we can't grow in Denmark. That would be horrendous. So that's why we have this. The systems are just a tool for us to use to help the business scale.
So how many developers do you have?
We have
Around 70.
yes, I've said 80 for a long time, but
Yeah.
we have 70. Yes.
70. We have a team in Malmo, which is around 30-40 people. Then we have a team in Poland and team in Lithuania. Yeah. And Denmark, yeah.
This is the platform. And these
Yeah.
are the different teams that we have. So we have 15 different teams.
Yes.
70 developers. So 3 to 4 developers per team, roughly.
Yeah.
And here we put out each team what they're responsible for. So this is all the different areas that are responsible. So for each team, we give them a responsibility. We give them either a system or a business area. And then we let them go bananas on that area. We just tell them, you need to do the best warehouse management system in the world. You need to make sure that the customer service is the best in the world. And then we just let them use tools and stuff like that. Is it completely balanced? No. We still have guidelines. We still have, okay, please use PHP, because if you do something completely random, then that's going to help you. So we have some guidelines.
Yeah.
But then we also have, because it's not, my job is not to go in and say, oh, how about you have some Python here? Oh, nice. Or blockchain. Oh, that makes no sense. The people working using, they're super experts in this area. And then we just try to control the madness in the whole thing.
And so the thing is that we want to give people tools, not to be other way around. Yeah. So
I skipped the slide.
yes.
You mean if we build it ourselves? There were the different open source communities and stuff like that, different licenses. So we actually paid a lot of attention to not have to, because that would not be super optimal to
Yeah.
But so there are different licenses that you can use. But you need to also keep track of it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to skip back. Maybe we were here.
Yeah.
Did you have one question? No?
Thank you.
Okay, I'll do the short history around this. We started off cool. We had Podium, ProPilot, and Fastlane. Those were the first that we did. And we had a contest within the company. And it was super excited and stuff like that. So we had the cool names. And then after that, it started here. Then we ran out of CSI, customer service, and CSI, investigation. Okay, yeah. So here's kind of where it gets. This is what we use. And then we have in here, we have all the emails coming in. They're called blinks now. Because I blink. Kind of derailed the whole thing. And then we just stopped trying. So that's why it's brand portal, partner portal, and then I wanted to call this more money, more problem. No one. I thought it was fun.
Yeah. Nobody get it.
The rest, they have cool names because all the gray ones here is the systems that are third-party systems. So it's not like we don't have. We're not gonna write our own click. That makes no sense. Because and we're not gonna make our own Salesforce, which is a huge email. This is our spam gun. It sends out email for us.
Yeah.
1.5 million per day. This is the last number I have. Yeah. And we actually did this ourselves before, but Salesforce has a very nice way of keeping track of customers and customer journeys and stuff like that. So it's tricky for us to do that.
Yeah, and also preventing to go to spam and those kind of stuff.
It doesn't mean we're not eyeing these systems, because from an engineering point of view, you still want to replace this shit, because you know you can do it better than that. Because we don't have time yet.
Yeah.
At some point.
Yes. Yeah. Good. Yeah. So this is our tech stack. Yeah. As you can see, we are based on the PHP with a Symfony framework, and we use Varnish as our cache. And yeah. For
I'll just say this is the technical parts. So if anyone gets confused now, that's okay.
yeah. Yeah. For logs, we use log entries, and we also use New Relic. Yeah, it's there. And we use Sphinx for searches. We use that's it. We don't use it anymore. We use Redis for a lot of different stuff. Yeah, and civ science. On the front end, we have jQuery, we have React. I don't know if it's here. No, yeah, we have also React in the web shop now. Yeah, we use HighCharts, Gulp, of course, and the browser stack to test on a different browsers at once. Then for data, we use Percona MySQL, which for us works really, really good. And RabbitMQ for messages, Google Analytics, of course, TensorFlow we use in Copenhagen as our main machine learning tool. Of course, ClickSense and Hadoop also for the machine learning. And for communication, we use Salesforce, as Tobias mentioned, and SendGrid and SmartFocus. And our infrastructure is based on the web shop currently is based on a Google platform. So we use JCP on the infrastructure part, and for the backend systems like warehouse and some others, we use physical hardware, which is based on a CentOS. Yeah. Hosted by Rackspace in London, yes. And we use Pingdom, of course, as our live measurement, and Git, yeah, Vagrant. We use also Docker. Some people are working with it, and we use a little bit of Amazon Web Services, but not that much now. Yeah. So.
Did anyone have questions about this?
Yeah, I skipped that. I suppose nobody will ask about it. Yeah.
This is mine.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about this?
Yeah. This is one that no one understands.
Yeah. Not even me. Well, happy. I mean, yes and no. Yes, of course, we're happy because it's when you use PHP, it's very easy to find the developers. If you use something like .NET, probably Scandinavia you will find very easy developers. But if you try to find in Poland or in Lithuania, you will not be able to find. So that's why the PHP is our main language. We use also Python in warehouse systems.
Golang in some microservice that yeah.
But that's really small. So yeah, basically PHP is our main language, and we try to keep everything in PHP because most of the people have knowledge in it, so we can easily share knowledge and help each other.
I had we had an interview. Was that today, Johnny? Yes, we had an interview with a guy today, with a developer, and we showed a tech stack. He said, "PHP, isn't that a little bit, old?" We said, "Well, what are you talking about? PHP is amazing. We show." But it's a fair point. Also, I mean, you have Node.js and stuff like that too that you can investigate with. Yeah, we're using a framework. Yeah, it says here Symfony framework, which is a more enterprise PHP if you want to call it enterprise or not. But it has a lot of good libraries and stuff like that we can use from it. And then, as we said, we didn't say that we have 70 developers, and we have the physical locations are in Malmo. Here in Malmo, we have 35. And then we have Lithuania, Vilnius, and then we have Poznan in Poland, and then we have Aarhus in Denmark. So we're split out. Reason for it is we have a hard time finding developers here in the Malmo. So we have the Lithuanian developers we found first, and then we have Polish developers that we also find, and they're super good. So the reason is not really a money thing. We're not saving money to have them outsourced. It's just that they're very good developers, and we have them very tightly together with us. We always fly them here and stuff like that. I forgot Cambridge, JC. Sorry, yes, but we have JC sitting in Cambridge. He's a one-man army in the UK. So that's how it is. I mean, we have chosen this now, so that's why we try to find people now that has this PHP knowledge, at least some kind of framework, and then we can always mold them into Symfony because that's the same. So then okay, so we say, should we rewrite everything in Node.js? Tricky, parts maybe, but we want to investigate. If you talk about the front end people, they find new frameworks every week that they want to try out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Oh, you met front end people? Yes, yes. And that's fine too. They get to investigate and stuff like that. But every time they want to change, we say, "Oh, hold on. They just wait until you see." So that's why React and Redux, we don't have that now, but that's a more established framework. So that's something that really works. So we introduced that one, and that we get a lot of people that want to work with us because we have React and Redux. So that's very good. But all the other, I don't know. I can't remember. I made up some frameworks as well. Have you heard about this? But no, it's not existing. I just made it. It's for us. It's very important that people investigate this as well. So can we do some new stuff? Generally we hate microservices. We hate the name more than anything else. But we have microservices. We have small things that is running for us to make it work, which makes a lot of sense. And then we split it up. So basically, we have all the systems in different code bases. And so you can argue that that's also separate services. So we don't have a monolith environment. Yeah, kind of. 5 minutes left. Yeah. Did I answer the question at all? Or yeah. Okay. Yeah. Because it felt like I talked a lot, but I'm not sure. Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah. Yes. Yes. So like this, Smart Focus is actually replaced by Salesforce now. So Salesforce is the main communication tool we have. SendGrid is actually what we use to send out emails, like transactional emails. So we separate transactional emails from marketing emails. So transactional emails is the order confirmation, sales receipt, and stuff like that. And that we want to control more. So we use SendGrid from our systems to send it out. So we still can see if they're delivered or not. So we still have a certain control. Then Salesforce is more the marketing emails. So if you have shopped at Boozt and you get emails every day, that's because of this and our lovely marketing department. That yes. So I tell them, so my friends sometimes say, "Well, you send me emails all the time." And tell marketing, I say, "Yeah, but it's working." So we're just gonna keep doing it. Yeah. So yes. Did I answer the question? Yeah. Yes. On each part of it, we can talk more. We can talk for hours on each part here. So it's just if you do whatever you want to know more about, we can. I have the marketing team. They can talk about Salesforce forever. We can talk about how the integration is tricky. If I'm being politically correct, there are other words for it too. But let's just call it yes. Cool. Yes, good. Do you have more slides? This is the teams. Questions? No. We put the teams in the cross-functional teams, mainly because it made sense. And then we also didn't like it because everyone is using it as a hype word. But we have front-end developers and back-end developers in the same team. So they are responsible for their own work. So they don't have to wait for a front-end team or something like that. They organize their own work and they deliver the goods out to the business. And then usually they scream at the DevOps and stuff like that if something is not. That's screaming. We have a lot of screaming. As you can tell, we're not a Swedish company in that sense. The platform team is 19 nationalities. So Jasmin is from Serbia. I'm almost. This me and Johnny. We're almost the only Swedes in the team. So there's a lot of screaming going on. And also hugging, because you have to, yes. So if anyone has an issue, we just usually just stand up and scream across. We have an open office, so everyone can hear it anyway. But it's very good, because you can tell, okay, there seems to be an issue over there, because someone is strangling that person. Yeah, so yeah. All right, now I get to talk about my slide. Okay, this is an important slide. This is the Unite. How much time do I have? 1 minute, shit, okay. And the pizza arrived, so I was promised I was going to stop. This is the United Nations Sustainability Development Goals. So why on earth do I have this here? I already told you, yes, so you know. Okay, I focus on number 9 here. It says industry, innovation, and infrastructure. And this is what we try to tell everyone that we work in the tech team. We have a responsibility as well to make as good systems as we can. The third part is we hate. They hate when I start talking to them or someone else, because we question everything that's not working. If someone has an FTP server that we need to upload files, it's completely ridiculous. And then we ask them, so why on earth are you need to work towards the United Nations goal here? You can't have bad technology. That's stupid. So we all have a responsibility to do as good technology as we can. It builds the society. You still look confused. I'm working on this slide here. It's not 100% there yet, but it will be in some. Yeah. Very good. All right.
Someone from PostNord. Someone from PostNord.
PostNord. No, but you still have the video, so you can't. Yeah. No, yes. We will do like this. Yes. Oh, yeah, we can talk. I'm going to shut off the microphone and we can talk. Yes. We like them. That they are great. Yes. So we have QA, but we're gonna do pizzas first, and then we have a question. You already asked questions, but if you have anything else you want us to dig deeper in, we can talk more. Usually, our problem is not that we talk less; we talk too much. Yes. Great. So, Michael, pizzas? He says yes. Good. So, thank you for now.